Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. First video back in Australia since sort of a 4-week holiday over in Canada and Scotland, and I'm going to do pretty much a den walkthrough of what I've got at the moment. There is one more thing on the way, possibly two if I purchase something, but I'm not quite sure I'm going to be purchasing any more for a while. So I'm going to start off now with what I got in Canada, which are all the new things in the den pretty much, and then I'll move on to my soaps and splash sets and things like that, and then I'll move on to the razors, and then I'll move on to the brushes and the colognes and aftershaves and things like that. So without further ado, I shall switch to the rear camera of my phone and I'll see you guys like that. Alright, so here we go, starting off with something that I've already used on camera. I used it in Canada at the time, and that is Barrister and Mann Terra, which also came with the splash. Now, I was very lucky to pick this up when I was over in Canada from Top of the Chain, when I met up with Carmine, who is the owner of Top of the Chain. Absolutely superb bloke and lovely family. I met his wife and his two kids as well, just a lovely family. And it was great to sort of see his shop and where all his stuff is, and it was quite exciting to see so much shaving stuff, I have to say. So that was the first one. Let's move on to the next Barrister Mann, which is East Egg with the splash, and I also picked up the Eau de Parfum, Eau de Parfum, I don't know how we pronounce it, but close enough. Now the scent on this one is quite a nice cologne scent. The wife actually likes it as well, surprisingly. She didn't like the fact that I spent a fortune when I was over there, but she quite liked that. This one is one I've been wanting to try for quite some time. Don Jose Coconut and Banana, and the scent on this is just superb. It really is. It's quite a soft soap. I'm not going to open all these up. I'm just going to sort of go through them as quickly and as smoothly as I can. Next one was one that I've wanted to try for a long time as well. Flowers in the Dark, and this one is from Dr. John's. It's either Dr. John's or DR John's. I never know because you've got DR Harris and DR John's, but I think this is Dr. John's. And it's handcrafted in Delaware, Ohio. That's all the ingredients there. This is quite a dirty lavender scent. It's a really dark, earthy scent. Now, I've heard when you lather this up, it actually smells way better than it does out of the tin. So I'm looking forward to that one, I have to say. Right, next up we have got Noble Otter Orbit with matching splash. Really looking forward to this. Noble Otter, as you guys know, guys and gals know, and the ones that don't actually know whether they're a guy or a gal, this is my favourite soap base at the moment, along with probably Face Fat version 2 or V2, which is coming very soon. I must say though, the Barrister and Mann Excelsior, which Terra is made out of, is absolutely superb. Excuse the dog hairs, the joys of having a beagle and a Maltese Shih Tzu. Ariana Evans St. Bart's, and I got the matching splash with that. I was a bit gutted that I couldn't get the Eau de Parfum for this one, but this smells really tropical. It is like a tropical oasis. I think it's supposed to be similar to Creed's Virgin Island Waters. I think it's Virgin Island Waters. So it's similar to that, and it is a really nice sort of, just a lovely citrusy, coconutty, beachy type scent. The next one was actually a gift, and that is, I don't know how you pronounce that, Saerian. It's a very floral scent, far too floral for me, but I will give it a go, and the likelihood is this one will, well, I might keep it, I don't know. As you can see up the top there, this was a Top of the Chain exclusive, so I don't know, I might keep hold of it. I'll try it first, it might change a little bit when I lather it up, but we'll see how we go. That's that one. What else did I get from there? I can't remember now. I think, oh, and there was another gift as well. Wild West Shaving Coat Palomino. So this was also gifted to me from Carmine. So that was everything from Top of the Chain. So from there I moved on through Toronto, came across a little pharmacy, and they had some of this stuff. Now they had loads of Aqua Velva, but this was the only one that I actually liked the smell of. This one was more of a nice actual cologne scent. And I tell you what, it lasts for freaking ages when you put it on. I'm talking like 8 to 10 hours of scent. Very strong, and the scent doesn't change. It smells the same from start to finish. So for what it is, little plastic bottle. It was cheap as chips. It was like, I mean, I don't know how good the ingredients are, but it was only like $3 or $4 or something like that, $5, somewhere around that sort of range. Right, moving on again. We travelled over to Montreal, down to Ottawa, and then headed back to Toronto. And from Toronto we made a trek up to the Blue Mountains, and on the way back from the Blue Mountains we called into the home of the gentleman that makes this Moyle Grooming. Now, Sean Mullen makes Moyle Grooming splashes. They're absolutely superb, probably the best I've ever used, and there won't be many better out there. Closest I've come to was Tallow and Steel, and this is a Tallow and Steel soap matching set. So it's got the splash I love, and it's got a soap base that I really enjoy, and the scent on this is absolutely superb. They're slightly different. I don't know whether it's the same mix of stuff that's in here, but the scent on the soap and the scent on this are just ever so slightly different. Both are superb though. Lovely sort of sweetness to them, earthy, but they're not, doesn't smell like dirt. They just smell really, really nice. So I picked that up, and I was also gifted this, which I also used on video. I think, no, I didn't use it on video. I think I just used this off camera. Vie de Poche, Chatillon Luxe and Declaration Grooming collaboration. The soap is the Icarus soap, which is a bison tallow, I think, bison tallow, and the splash. And I tell you what, the scent on this is phenomenal. The wife loves this as well, and luckily I didn't react to it, I Sean did, and I've managed to be able to keep that one in the den. Then travelled back to Scotland, into a little pharmacy over there, a chemist as they're called in Scotland, and I picked up one of these. Look, it is the premium edition, top quality premium edition, superb packaging, finest bristle shaving brush. Now, straight out of the box, I thought this was going to be absolutely brutal to lather with. It felt really rough and hard. I have hand lathered this once with Derby to try and get rid of the smell. The smell was very strong in the beginning, but by the time I'd lathered it, washed it out and let it dry, the smell has pretty much disappeared now. So really nice little brush actually. I was quite surprised, so I'm looking forward to using it. It's not very dense, but the tips actually feel reasonably soft now that I've broken it in with one lather, and it smells lovely now. And then I picked up, why not, I've never used it before, Wilkinson Sword shaving soap. Now this is like, it looks like a sort of glycerin based soap. I can't even open it. You guys have seen it all before. So it looks like it's almost like glycerin based. I'm not 100% sure if it is or it isn't, but we'll see how we go. It doesn't get very good reviews, but I'll give it a blast. I then made my way up to the Gentleman's Groom Room, met up with Kevy Shaves and Ian at the Gentleman's Groom Room, the guy that owns it, and spent a couple of hours up there and had a blast. I was kindly gifted this from Ian at the Gentleman's Groom Room. This is made by Wickham Soap Company, and it's called Buddha Wood, and it is only available at the Gentleman's Groom Room. Now I think there's only one or two of these left in the shop. You can't buy this anymore. That's pretty much an Unobtainium soap. Very nice woodsy scent for sure. And while I was there, I could not resist picking up a couple of Ian's soaps as well. Now these are made up in the north of Scotland, I believe, and it's actually made by, I think, from what he was telling me and what I remember, people with sort of disabilities and things like that make it. So the money goes to a good cause as well. So he's trying to help out the little person as well, I suppose, along the way. And these soaps smell superb. Scottish Heather's like a lavender type scent. Sweet Gale smells like cola. It smells superb. Very dark coloured. You can see how it's dark at the bottom where everything's sunk down. All natural. Beautiful soaps. I've seen them lathered on YouTube before and they lather really well. Kevy Shaves has used them and really likes them. They are glycerin based. They are a hot pour soap, and I'm looking forward to getting stuck in. There is a few more things, but we'll get to them shortly. Alright, so here we are in our old wardrobe. Walk-in closet, walk-in wardrobe, whatever you want to call it. I use this for my work gear now, and it's pretty much a storage area for all the junk and all my delivery boxes. And that's nothing, that's hardly any of them. So I've chucked most of them out, and I keep quite a few just for sending things to and from people as a little piece of Egypt, if you like it. And that's my iron filler. I've also got my strop in here. Frank Shaving Prima Rind, frick knows, but you can see right here, and I think there's a few bits just down here where I've taken chunks out because I'm shit at it. but it wasn't an expensive strop. It does the job for what I do. This is a tall boy, pretty much. Use it, guys that don't know what a tall boy is, it's just basically a big set of drawers, tall chest of drawers. Not drawers, drawers with an ERS at the end. Because drawers is what your kid does on a piece of paper, your drawers. Right, so I'm going to start in the second drawer. Top drawer is all drugs. Not that you need to know that. Like prescription drugs and normal drugs, not illegal drugs. So here is the first drawer. Now as you can see, there's a few slots empty in here, and this is stuff that I took over and gave to Kevy Shaves and Sean Mullen over at Moyle Grooming. But we'll start off with the Face Fat, good old Aussie stuff. Now this one here is basically, it was just to complement one of the Moyle Grooming soaps. I can't even remember the name of it. I'll remember it when I go back through to look at the splashes later on. But it was to complement that because I really enjoyed the scent. It was the one that was like the Fougere type scent. Then I've got Green Fougere. And the last one is Ice Slice. So I finished Jaffa on my trip, which is the chocolate orange scent. And I gifted another one. Did I? I can't even remember now. What did I do with the other one? I can't even remember what scent it was. No, I don't know. My head's up my arse. Wickham Soaps, Club Cola and the Balm, Magnum, Classic 24. And then we move on to pretty much one of my favourite soap makers, Barrister and Mann. We've got Barrister's Reserve Cool, First Snow, Adagio, soap makers of Awesome Town. My favourite scented soap on the planet, which is Hell is Empty and the Devils Are All Here, Fougere Gothique. My favourite scent, it really is, I absolutely love it. I'm not a big fan of the soap base, to be fair. It is a Reserve soap base and I don't get on too well with it. Every now and then I get a great lather, most times I get an average lather. I just can't seem to get my head around it. Diamond, which smells like grass, popcorn, it just smells like being at a ball game really. And having been at a ball game recently, it does bring back those memories of like hot dogs and popcorn and all that sort of smell over there. It was great. Then we've got Lavanil, lovely vanilla scent, this one, the wife loves this. Seville, which I've tried to get rid of 3 or 4 times and it ends up back in the drawer. And La Grande Chypre. Then we move on to one of my favourite soap makers again, Lather Bros. I've got Winwood, Flora Colossus, Devils on the Field, which is a one of a kind, there is no more, made for the channel. As you can see, another cut above. Takeout Night and Howling Winter, which is a version of Green Irish Tweed. And into the second drawer, or the third drawer as it is. And in the back here, which I've hidden right in the far right hand corner, is Australian Private Reserve, which doesn't get any airtime anymore. I do enjoy using it, I do still use it, I just don't put it on my channel anymore given the way the gentleman acts that owns the company. So sadly to say it's good stuff, but I don't like his practices and the way he does business. So I will use it, but it's just gets left in there and gets used every now and then. Kitty's Bubbles Berry Good Noah, lovely soap. I really enjoy the scent of it. It's quite a sort of light strawberry cream scent. I do like it. Then we've got some Sudsy Soapery Cola, really nice scent on that, and that's a cracking lather from Sudsy Soapery. 2 Viking soaps, Longship and Hedeby. Hedeby is Green Irish Tweed scented, this one over in the corner, really nice scent. And then we move on to Uncle John's Juiced, Tallow and Steel West Coast IPA with matching splash. Maya with matching splash. Good Vibrations with matching splash. Oh yeah, and Just had the matching splash as well. Grooming department, it's the only grooming department I have now. I have tried another one which absolutely stunk of shit and cat's piss, but this one smells brilliant and performs for a vegan soap or a vegetal based soap better than pretty much everything on the market, never mind just vegetal base. Then we move on to Pear Shop, which is a jojoba shave cream from Katie's Bubbles. Now this is better than the soap, the shave cream. Their shave cream is one of the best on the market, it's phenomenal. Fougere, which is made by Oleo Soapworks for West Coast shaving again, and the scent on this is lovely. Very similar to Face Fat shaving scent, but I probably prefer this one. It's a little bit more robust, a little bit stronger, and it's got a little bit of sweetness. That Down soap, absolutely superb. I love that scent. It is like the most amazing gourmand coffee sweet morning scent. It's beautiful, and the balm is absolutely top notch. It really is. Soapy bath time. Soapy bath time? I just read story time and soapy. Soapy bath man, story time. The scent on that is a bit of an odd one. I don't think this will stay in the den, but it's a great performing soap. That's why it's lasted so long so far. But the scent doesn't quite do it for me. It smells a bit like a dusty, smelly room in an old granddad's house. And I think that's the scent he was going for. An old library, I think. That's the scent I get from it. Then we move on to Noble Otter. I need to apologise about the shadow. Noble Otter, the Trail, Lone Star, the Noir, the Vanille, and Bar. Really happy to add Orbit, and Orbit will be going right there, right next to them. All phenomenal performing soaps. Bar's my favourite scent by far. However, I do prefer the scent on Orbit now, but it's just whether, hopefully I don't react to it. Then Phoenix and Ball, 1, 2, 3, 4. V60 being a coffee scented soap again. Nowhere near as nice as that darn soap, which is made by Oleus Soapworks, but it's still a very nice soap. Very dark, very warm, great for a cold day. Obviously Denali being a mentholated soap is great for a warm day, and the other two are both citrus scented as well, and they're both great for summer. And that is drawer number 3. Drawer number 4, there's a little bit of a gap in here as well, which is great because I've got so much shit to try and fit back in here again. So we'll start on the left. I've got a couple of samples here that was sent down. I can't remember the bloke's name. It's pissing me off, but I think it's the guy that I loaned my razor head to, or I loaned my razor to. I can't bloody remember. I think I loaned him a couple of razor base plates for the carve, and he sent me a bunch of samples back down, I think. Don't quote me on that. LA shaving soap, vanilla, eucalyptus and Wickham. This isn't Magnum, this is something else. They wrote Magnum on it by accident, and I can't remember what the scent was now, but we'll give them a bash eventually. So we'll start right here. We've got genuine bay rum, Ogallala, bay rum and sweet orange. This is a beautiful scented soap. It is a shave stick. It doesn't last very long. I've only done about 8 shaves on that and it's went through half a stick, but I really load that on heavy and it smells great. Glacial Wintergreen, menthol black ice, menthol frozen tundra, ice pineapple margaritas in the Arctic. I've also got the ice pineapple balm, and I've got the splashes to match the wintergreen. Sterling Soap Company are one of the best in the business, they really are. 5.8 ounces of soap for cheaper than most companies that sell 4 ounces of soap, and it performs as good as pretty much everything on the market. Holy Cow, that's right, Holy Cow, even though it says Holy Caw. King of Oud and Fougere Bouquet, both nice scents, don't really set my world on fire. This one's a little bit too floral. This one's growing on me a little bit, but it still doesn't smell of oud. I mean, I've smelled actual oud essential oil, and that doesn't smell shit all like it. Believe it or not, one of the soaps in this drawer that I'm coming to very soon smells more like it than that does. I was a bit disappointed with that one, to be honest. The Kilted Tiki and Steam Bath Factory, both of these come from Tiki bar soap. This was a bit of an odd one. This company sort of went bankrupt, or just went off the chain, started charging people, took all the money, then disappeared, and then sent out orders very late and all that sort of stuff. However, it has been taken over by a company, and I can't remember who, and they are sort of back on track again. These are very, very good performing soaps, and it's a massive tub of soap. Scent strength's huge, very strong scent strengths, and who wouldn't want that on a label? Moving on to the back here, we have got Snakebite. Don't have the box for it anymore, I don't think. I've used quite a fair bit of that. Very good soap, performs very well. Just pure menthol, no scent to it, just menthol. I've then got Soap Commander Gusto with menthol in the balm. The balm's superb, the soap is awesome. Vegan soap, raspberry lemonade, lather's up a treat. Barrister Man Lather formula. This is no longer made, you cannot get hold of lather. The only time you'll get lather is on the second-hand market now. But it's a very good performing soap. Past due discount, so that tells me that Oive Chapo sent that to me with the splash, and this stuff's really good. Smells great, pure lavender, and works very well. We then move on to Amaretto Special, which is from moonsoaps.com. Now, these guys make phenomenal soap. Every single soap base is different, so not all different ingredients, but a different base. He has this cream, and he's got 2 soaps, all different bases, all perform phenomenally well, and all smell great. Now, I had 3 soaps. 2 of them I have gifted away while I was on holiday, and I've kept this one because the scent on this is absolutely phenomenal, and I just want to try and get them out there a little bit. That's mainly what the goal is. Potus Kale, I purchased this one ages ago, I think, when I pretty much purchased my Simul Taj brush. This stuff smells phenomenal, works really, really well. It's a very hard soap and comes beautifully packaged. I mean, the packaging on it, this is just the box, but even the tub on the inside is lovely. But just a beautiful soap, works really well. Well West Shaving Company #1 and #2 with matching splashes. I didn't pick these up. These were sent down to me by Craig Stanway of Face Fat, and I still need to send them some stuff back up as a trade. They were part of a trade, but I still haven't sent anything through yet. Then we've got all my Elvado shaving products over here. I've actually given quite a bit of the Elvado stuff away just to get it out there. Once again, sent it to other YouTubers and things. But I've kept hold of Royal Tahitian Lime and West Coast? Pacific Coast Kahuna, which smells like cool waters to me. It's a really nice cream. And it's one of the best creams on the market. It's completely fine to take it on the plane with you, as far as I'm aware from memory. Yeah, 100 grams, so you can take them on the plane with you. It is classed as a liquid, but 100 grams, you can take them on there. The Stallion, which is an oud scented type soap, and for me, for my money, smells more like oud than that does. It's just a pure sort of oud type scent, and I really like it. Not a big fan of the bloke that it's named after, but I like the soap. SMG Passion, love the scent on this. This is like a sort of strawberry, rose, I don't really know what it's all about, but it's a really nice special edition 2017 end of year bash #2. I don't know what that was for, but SMG, I believe, is made by Mr. Romanoff, John Romanoff on YouTube. I think he makes SMG. Very good soap, performs very well, but the scent is superb. It's like chocolate, rose, sweet. I can't really explain it too much. It's really nice. This one here is one of the longest lasting creams in the den. This was purchased for me by my mum, Christmas 2016, so this has been in the den for a while. Still smells out of this world, lime. And this balm is one of the best balms on the market. Made in Scotland, with quality Scottish water. I think that's what it is, the quality Scottish water. Or water, if you're in Scotland. Right, this drawer is a bit of a dolly mixture. There's my wedding video, some contact lenses and a few Apple boxes. We'll start over here. I haven't put these in the bottom because they're my least favourite soaps. These are one of the best performing soaps I've got, and the scents on them are beautiful. The Fougere is the best Fougere that I've smelled, and Park Avenue is a beautiful scent as well, really nice. It's almost got a sort of wintergreen scent to it, and I absolutely love it. Sent to me, Oivy Chapo sent this, and I think Spencer over at Spence Shave sent this over to me. Then we've got Palmolive for Men. Pick this up over here, it's really cheap, it's about $3 or $4 over here in the supermarkets. Williams Mug Soap, the worst lathering soap on earth, but I am going to be hitting this up again and see if I can get something from it. Captain Fawcett's shaving soap, triple milled. This stuff is superb, and in my opinion better than Mitchell's Wool Fat just for lathering. So if you haven't tried it, it's pretty expensive, but definitely worth it. The scent's amazing, far better than what Mitchell's Wool Fat is. It's triple milled and lathers pretty much the same from what I can see. In fact, it lathers better, because I pretty much couldn't lather Mitchell's Wool Fat because I was shit at it. I've got 2 solid colognes here. These are going to be giveaways, or I'll just be sending them to people I don't know, but they're 2 solid colognes. I haven't used them, I've just sort of smelled them, not my sort of seam. I have got some Bluebeard's Revenge shaving cream and post-shave balm. Is it jelly? I can't remember what it's called. What is it called? Let me have a look. Yeah, it's balm, post-shave balm. And the shaving cream. I have got an Arco shaving stick hiding in there. I will be pulling that out soon, because I just fancy a little sort of cheap nasty shave, and Arco's pretty good. Got some Lee shaving soap here, which is inside this thingy. You can see I've worn the shit out of that. I use that basically for breaking brushes in. Just swirl it about so I can get some soap on and then do a hand lather. But I don't actually use it, I react to that on my skin. Omega shaving cream, the first tube shaving, in fact it was one of the first products I bought, and it's absolutely brilliant. Lightly mentholated, great lather, and it's pretty slick stuff, great for head shaves. A little sample there from Lather Bros, Miami Mojito, basil, mint and lime, or basil if you're in America. Basil, mint and lime, and it's basil and mint are herbs, not herbs. Herbs with an H. But really nice scented soap. I need to send that out to someone as well, so I probably won't use that again. I'm not a fan of samples. Drop Shop Rosemary Mint with Tallow. I think this was sent to me by Sean over at Moyle Grooming again. I think he sent this over to me with a bunch of other soaps that I've actually been through already today. I've then got some Van der Hagen, which actually performs very well and smells lovely. Proraso Green. No den is complete without Proraso Green. This will stay in my den. I'll never get rid of it. There's no point. It's so cheap to buy anyway. Derby. The scent that brings back memories of my granddad. I absolutely love this stuff. You know, it's not a soap I use a lot. I actually use it heaps just for defunking brushes, basically. This is a tub with a small amount of Face Fat version 2 or V2. And then what I've got here, which I'm going to be delving into this tin soon, is just a bunch of tons of blades. Now the blade that I want to be trying is this one here, because Spencer loves it. I'm pretty sure that's a Bic Chrome. Don't quote me on that, but I think it is. Spencer loves them, keeps talking about them, so I'm going to give them a blast. There's a few other blades in here I might get out again. I haven't used a lot of these blades for a while. I've been sticking to what I like and what works, and sometimes that's the best thing to do, but people like to see blood and anger and pain, so maybe bring some back. And this was a Kendall mint cake initially, which was delicious back when I wasn't paleo. We're getting down to the nitty gritty now, and basically I've got all my boxes here. Got some Gillette Super Stainless. And that's about it really. Right, we'll move on to the next part. Alright, so let's take a walk into this is pretty much the new walk-in wardrobe. So we'll start off with my Saponificio Varasino shaving grail bowl. It's the only bowl I use now. Still got soap in there. I don't even know what the frick that is. I think it's Henri et Victoria, but I can't remember the scent. You can see it's just full of dust now because it doesn't get used much. It's a beautiful bowl. I'll probably keep it, but then again I might sell it. I don't really bowl lather much. I just use it for samples, and I don't get many samples, so I could use a normal bowl for that, I suppose. And that's pretty much all my junk, all stored up. Belts, hats, crap. I'll move down, obviously. Wine cabinet, wine cooler that never gets used, it just sits there full all the time. Probably too many shoes for your average fella. And we'll start off here. It's all my cables, chargers and stuff like that, and then we'll move up onto this first shelf. So I'll just turn these on as well, just for a bit of extra light. Not that it'll help too much. So we'll start off with these brushes here. We have got the Semogue Owners Club. This one is a special edition 2012. And this has got the 50% boar, 50% badger, and it is really softened up now. It's an absolutely beautiful knot. It just works so well. I love the handle. It's almost like a graphite wood. It is resin, really nice. The only thing I don't like about this Semogue is it's got the sticker on the front, and I just think it looks much better when they engrave it. However, the sticker is really well stuck on there, and it doesn't appear that it's ever going to come off, so with that regard it's not too bad. At least it's engraved on the bottom, so if it did fall off it's still engraved. This one I much prefer for the handle, for the engraving. Owners Club, Semogue Owners Club. This one is the 24mm Premium Cerda, Premium Bristle, Premium Boar, and this brush is beautiful. I love the look of it, I love the feel of it. It's very ergonomic. It's pretty much the same shape as the other Semogue, but the hair on this one has just gotten to the point where it's just too soft, and it feels like a synthetic. It's got no backbone, it eats the lather. I'm going to persevere with it for a while longer, but I can't see this lasting in the den. But we'll see how we go anyway. I've had a few Semogues and they don't seem to stay in my den very long. I'll move on to this one now. We have got the Grey Dog. This has got the 25mm Omega Professional knot. I think it's 25mm. But this thing is a phenomenal knot. Best bow knot I've used, I think, along with the Whip Dog bow. Just a really nice knot. And the handle that Grey Dog pulled together was beautiful. It's got bloodwood on the top and spalted oak on the bottom from his garden. Just a really nice brush. Beautiful. You can see a little bit of glue leaked into the knot there, but this one was re-knotted. That knot was re-knotted, and Grey Dog spent a long time, I think, breaking it in for me, getting it ready for me. This one's a little, this was a gift as well from one of my subscribers. Just a little sort of cheap Simmo brush, but it actually works quite well. It's a very stiff bristle, it's quite good. If anything, it works better than that professional over there, than the premium one. But little cheap brush. The problem with cheap brushes is you get what you pay for, generally. From soaking the brush, it's soaked into the wood and split all the paint, so it looks shit house. So I don't really use this much now. I just sort of keep it for, I don't know, sentimental value. Right, one of my new additions to the den, as you've probably seen floating about in the background, the Wee Scot from Simpson. I picked this up from the gentleman's groom room. Really nice little brush. Now, I've used this quite a few times now, and that knot is so soft. I'm really impressed with the hair quality from Simpson. Really intrigued to try a Simpson's brush now, a 24 or 26mm. I could possibly get a Lona Spencer's 31mm, but I think that's just too big for me. This thing, if you've got a beard and you've got to do your underbeard on your neck, is absolutely perfect for getting a lather under your neck without making too much mess. It is superb. We'll set that to the side. Over here on my little rack, we have got my Carve shaving brush. Let's just get that coin round the right way. There we go, Carve Canada. And this has got a, what is it, a 19mm or a 21mm? A 20mm? I think it's a 20mm. Now this is Super Badger. Can't remember now. This is supposedly the best of the best Badger hair. It's pretty average. It's not a great knot. It's nice now. It's broken in a little bit. It's actually softened up a bit in the time that I've had it. But it's not a premium knot in my opinion. But it does the trick. It definitely does the trick. This one here has only got a 13mm knot. Absolutely tiny, but superb knot all the same. Right, we'll start on the right hand side now. We've got Moyle Grooming Frankenline. Let's use that eyelash. Heliopteris, which is the face fat soap scent that I was telling you about earlier. Wildflowers, Marlowe Wood. We've then got some Jimmy Choo Man, Boss Bottled Intense, Boss the Scent Intense. So Michael Bublé in the back right. Another purchase from Top of the Chain, which is Fougère Gothique Eau de Parfum, and it smells phenomenal. We've got Aqua Pour Homme from Bubbliari, Creed Aventus, Tom Ford Soleil Blanc, Mont Blanc Adventure. We've then got my Big Beast Razor Rock Hulk in the back, and right next to that we've got some Davidoff Cool Water, and we've got two solid colognes from Fulton and Rourke. These are really nice, these. Hatteras, and come on, Perpetua. I took these on the plane. I used them on the plane every flight, and they just give you a nice little bit of smell. You go to the bathroom, come back out, pop some on. It smells lovely. And these are just some bits and bobs that I just sort of keep lying about for some reason in my little dish from Fantastic Beasts. Right, let's move up to the top here. Get some of this clothes out of the way. Grizzly Bay 26mm Fanturion, one of the best knots in the business. It's a superb brush, it really is. This was gifted to me, in fact. Very, very kindly gifted to me. It just popped up in the mail. I was not expecting it at all. Absolutely love it. As you can see, Grizzly Bay. Just a stunning brush. Right behind that one, we have got my Turn and Shave Custom, which is, there's Turn and Shave there, made by Milton over in the States. This one was knotted for me by Reyes Restores, as Milton will not post natural hair brushes. So I had the knot sent to Reyes, had the handle sent to Reyes, he knotted it for me and sent it over. But this is a stunning knot. You can see how that's all twisting and turning in there. Very short loft. You don't want that any higher than that. You put it any higher than that and it'll just be a floppy mess. Still got a little bit of backbone, works wonders. One of my favourite little brushes was kindly sent to me from West Coast Shaving quite a while back now. and you can see all the tips are starting to hook on that. Now this is a silver tip knot. It's very soft. It creates an amazing lather. It's very dense as well, and it's so brightly coloured. Next up is my Manchester United brush. Now this had a 24mm Game Changer knot in it, which was set far too low. So I sent this over to Rares Restores, and he popped this 24mm Maggard 2-band in, and it is absolutely stunning. I think it's a 2-band, it might be a 3-band. But this knot is absolutely brilliant. You can see all the tips on there just starting to hook. And not all knots do this. I don't know whether this will eventually sort of hook to the point of gel tips, but it does do it a little bit. And there's my Manchester United coin in the bottom. This one was made by Leo Frio from Perfect Woodwork LLC on Facebook. Check him out. Then we've got Carnivus and Richardson and Katie's Bubbles collaboration brush. Now this knot on this is the most gel tipped knot you'll ever have. It's more gel tipped than anything I've seen on YouTube or any photograph. It literally is all one big gel ball. You can see from the tips on there. This is a stunning brush, it really is. This was very kindly gifted to me from Oive Chapel, and it's a brush I'll never get rid of. It's an solid aluminium handle. It did have a little sticker on it, but the sticker looked shithouse. I had to polish the handle up with a few bits of tarnish on it, but really nice. I love the length of it. You don't get any lather on your hands. I do prefer shorter brushes to look at and hold, but to lather, a longer brush just works better. It doesn't make as much mess. Then we have another Grey Dog. This one is Cocobolo wood and pink wood. I can't remember what it was called now. And this one's got a horsehair knot. Now this isn't as nice as the horsehair knot that I sent to Spencer that Grey Dog made, but it's still a nice knot. Very soft, very synthetic like, but obviously it's humanely taken as well. It's cut from the mane and the tail, I think from the horse, I'm not quite sure. But there's no animals harmed in the process of making horsehair brushes. So if you want a natural hair brush without actually hurting an animal, then this is pretty much the only way you can go. But it's a beautiful brush, it really is. Then we'll move on to my first ever brush from Milton over at Turn and Shave. Now this was pretty much back when Milton started out. This brush, he made this brush for me and sent it over. It was the first time he'd ever made a brush like this. First time I'd ever made this clear with the stuff through it. A little bit of white on the top, and I tell you what, he absolutely knocked it out the park. This brush is absolutely outrageous. Let me see, there we go, get a bit of light through it. It's absolutely stunning. For a new brush maker, now this is very tall as well, which I really like as well. It's got his, what was this called again? Yep, can't remember the name of that knot. This knot is probably the softest knot in my den. It's not very dense, it's very floppy, it's awesome for painting, but it does splay and make a nice lather. But it's just a beautiful brush, it really is. No tooling marks, nothing at all, just stunning. He did a cracking job, and that's pretty much where my want of Turn and Shave brushes started. This is my third Wolf Whiskers. So this was the third one, or the second one that I had made, but this is my third one that I actually owned. And it's, I think he called this one Green Apple Swirl or something like that, can't remember. Now this has got the Ultra Fan, 25mm Ultra Fan. It doesn't have these anymore, you can't get this knot anymore, this exact knot at least. It might have a knot similar. It does have the fluting on there. It just started doing the fluting not too long before I got this brush, I think. But just absolutely beautiful brush. Then we move on to another Turn and Shave. Now this is the only Turn and Shave in its existence. There are no more of these in this colour scheme. This colour scheme is a one-off. I don't think he's done any more of them. And you probably can't see it too much now, but if I hold that up to the light and turn it, hopefully, where's the light? The light's there. You'll see the different colours down there, the purples, the blues, sort of different colours, just fluctuating through it. Now this has got a, I can't remember the type of glitter, chameleon glitter inside it. So it changes colour like a pearlescent paint on a car. I love the handle shape, it's so comfortable to hold. Pretty big brush, it's got a 26mm Game Changer, and it works beautifully well, really well. Turn and Shave. The only thing I don't like about Turn and Shave is his coin. I wish his coin was silver and not brass or bronze looking. Another Wolf Whiskers, Purple Haze. Now this one has got the 25mm fan knot. So this isn't the Ultra Fan, it's not the bulb, this is just the fan. It doesn't do these anymore. I don't know how good these new ones are, but this is one of the softest, most beautiful knots to use. I love the handle, I love the Purple Haze colour scheme. And there's the Wolf Whiskers coin once again, but just a stunning brush. Then another Turn and Shave. This one has got his 26mm quarter moon knot, and this is my favourite knot from Turn and Shave at the moment. Of all the knots that I've got of his, this is my favourite. Great density, great scrub, and this brush handle is absolutely beautiful as well. Really, really nice. Once again, Turn and Shave coin on the bottom. And then we move on to my first ever synthetic Wolf Whiskers. Absolutely beautiful. This has got a 24mm Black Wolf knot, which is pretty much identical to the 24mm Tuxedo knot. There's the coin in the bottom, same as my other two Wolf Whiskers, it's the same coin. And this one is Blueberry Pie colour with an Odyssey handle, and it's really, really nice. I can't remember the names of the handles for the other ones, unfortunately, just memory's not that great. This was my first ever raffle win, and it is a Brush Guy brush. This is a handle that's sort of, you either love it or you hate it. To be honest with you, I didn't love the handle shape when I first saw them. However, this colour scheme won me over, and I pretty much bought every slot on the raffle. And look at that colour scheme, absolutely beautiful. Now you cannot buy these brushes anymore, they're no longer in production, you can only get them second hand. If you get the opportunity to get one, grab it with both hands. Honestly, it is a brilliant brush, it's so ergonomic, it's the most comfortable brush in my den to hold. It is just so ergonomic, you cannot go wrong with it, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. It was designed to be used, it wasn't, I mean, the actual design of it's quite nice now, I enjoy it now, I enjoy to look at it, but it was designed for ergonomics and use, and he really thought out how to make this thing. And it was Matt Martin, I think, is the guy that owned Brush Guy, and he's no longer making brushes, sadly. This was my very first custom brush from Australia, and it was my first commissioned brush for the channel. There was two of these brushes made. This is mine's. There's another one which went to a lucky winner from the channel from my giveaway, and it's got a 26mm black and white knot. It's not a tuxedo. Thankfully, it's quite soft. It's not as soft as a tuxedo knot, but it's still soft enough that it's very comfortable. But the colour scheme in this is absolutely superb. It really is. And I can't, at this moment in time, I can't remember what it's called, the colour scheme. Another grey dog. This one is a 28mm Maggard knot, Cocobolo wood. What a beautiful handle this is. Just a beautiful natural grain of the wood. There's a lot of weight in this brush as well. The knot's a beast, but as you can see, it does have a bit of the old hole happening in the middle. You guys know I look after my brushes. I wash them, rinse them out, give them a good flick and a dry afterwards, so it's the knot that's going in that, not so much the brush. This one here is my Siri brush, made by Craving Shaving, and he makes phenomenal brushes. I'm really surprised. This brush is stunning, I absolutely love it. The knot is a Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements knot. I can't remember the name of that knot either. A Dura knot, I think it's called. Look at the colours in this. So this is basically mimicking all the colours from the Siri logo that Apple have, and he has a smaller coin. Let me turn that the right way around. Craving Shaving, and I actually really like the small coin. It might look a bit odd because you're that used to big coins on your brushes, but I think the smaller coin is nicer. And I think if you got a handle similar to this, similar to that, and you stick a massive coin in the bottom of it, you can't really see through the bottom. But you stick a little coin in the middle of it, you can still see around the outside of it and see the wonders of the brush itself, the handle. So I think it's quite a smart move if you're going to start making some clear brushes. Up next is pretty much probably the stunning brush of my whole day. I absolutely love this brush. This is an Envy Shave brush. It is abalone shell down here. with a lovely sort of pearlescent acrylic, which you can just sort of pick up just near the top there with the little purple and blue tinges. Now this sparkles when you hold it in your hands, but you can't see it very much on the camera. I've got the MV Shave coin in the bottom. This was polished up for me by Milton over at MV Shave. I sent it over and he polished it all up for me with a lot of scuff marks and scratches on it from transit, and it came back absolutely perfect. This has got a 25mm Black Wolf knot, and I think it's pretty much the same knot that is in my Purple Haze, and it feels very, very similar as well. Next one is another MV Shave, and this is my Pasteurs 2017 brush. As you can see there, what a stunning brush that is, I tell you. There's not many better looking brushes. It's got this like flames. It really is stunning. And this has got a 25mm Black Wolf, what looks like almost an Ultra Fan, but it's more like a cross between the fan and an Ultra Fan. It just sits in the middle. But beautiful brush, really is. Next one is my Mervyn Cadman brush. Mervyn is an absolutely top bloke. He makes beautiful, his handles are absolutely stunning. The colours and the finish are as good, if not better, than anything. They're perfect. His knot setting skills in terms of lofts, not so good. I've had 3 brushes from him and not one of them, or 3 or 4 brushes, and not one of them was right. The lofts were all just all over the place. There were different lofts on 2 of the same brushes. The knots that he used were pretty average as well. And I mean, he used a 30mm tuxedo knot in 2 of them, and it just ruined the knot. They would just set at the wrong loft, sadly. So this one here was a 24mm tuxedo that was in here, and it was just set far too low, and it was crap. It was just rubbish. So I sent this over to Rares Restores. He chucked a 26mm Maggard knot in it, and what a difference it made, just to the look of the brush as well. It looks like it was supposed to be in there in the first place. There is Mervyn's little logo in the bottom, Cadman shaving brushes. But a stunning brush, and Mervyn is a top bloke, and I will probably deal with him again. Quite expensive, but he makes lovely gear. This is my Celtic shaving brush with a 24mm tuxedo knot. This was made, it's an Everready, can't remember what the style of the handle is, Everready brush, and this was made by Leo Frio, who also made the Manchester United brush there, and he does stunning work. He really does. He sticks all these together and then turns them, and they're always impeccable. There's never any tool marks, nothing at all. He's got so much choice for you. If you want a brush made and you don't know what you want, he can show you pretty much every colour scheme, every design, anything you want, and he'll make it. He can make such amazing stuff. Anyway, that is this part of the tour done. I'll catch you in the bathroom to check out a couple of razors, and we'll be done and dusted. And we're in the bathroom, or in the ensuite, and this is where the shaves are all done. You can probably see the mirror over there behind it. That is pretty much where the shaving happens. That's where all the magic happens. So let's get into it. If we start on this side, this is pretty much all my blades. So we've got some stainless Permashap Supremes up here. Now these were made in East Kilbride in Scotland, and these were kindly given me 2 packets from Kevy Shaves when I was over. Some Davi Usta, which is master in Turkish. Gillette Super Thins, some Davi Extras, and I've got a couple of vintage blades here that were sent over to me from a gentleman in Scotland. A couple of vintage blades, which I'm keeping hold of because it's the last 2 I've got of them. Persona Med Preps and Lab Blues. And then we've got some feathers and some other bits and bobs here, some sharks. We've got a bunch of, this is all these ones here I think are all Gillettes, yeah. Some vintage Gillettes, these are all Gillettes, Nassets and Rubies and things. Some, what's these ones? Treat Platinums, great blades. Ascos, great blades. Kai blades, some more Nassets. Moved down to deodorant. We've got some tweezers, Proraso green pre-shave and splash, alum stick, alum matchsticks, which I take these when I'm on holiday just in case. 2 Styptic pencils, nasal hair trimmer, which I don't actually use. I've got a little brush there, toothbrush, a soft brush for cleaning off the razors and things. A pair of quality nail clippers, and you can't go wrong. You've got to get a set of sort of needle point nail tweezers. When you get those ingrown hairs, you've got to get rid of them. Next one, we've got my razor pretty much. So I've got some Gillette Super Spoilers in the background. I've then got my little Gillette Tech thing here, which I'll be leaving soon. I'll be giving that away. I don't know what I'm doing with it. Above the tie R1 Calypso, which is the aluminium, regular. My 2 carve razors. I've got a vintage Perma Sharp here, a different one that was also made in East Kilbride, that was gifted to me from Ian at the Groom Room. I've got all my plates there for the carve razors. Moved down to the cartridges. We've got the Fusion, which has actually got a Skin Guard cartridge on there. Pretty much the best cartridge I've ever used. We've got the Sensor XL, the Coles 5-blade cartridge. We've got the trimmer for the ear, the nose, eyebrows, all that sort of jazz. As you get older, I'm noticing the older I get, the more I have to trim everything else. Lucky Tiger Aftershave Tonic, superb product, really good, nice citrus scent, works beautifully. And Herb, one of the best post-shave balms you'll ever use, it's absolutely superb. Got my little head blade here, and my Henkel's Freodor vintage straight razor, which I'll be using eventually to chop all this off. Who knows when, but it will happen eventually. This one has got some of the wife's stuff in there as well. I've got to give her some sort of space, you know. Some beard stuff, beard brush, some beard balm, a couple of oils, a couple of more deodorants, a little comb, Sharpie for marking up your blades, and then I've just got a few more, or 4 more blades on there, 2 Skin Guards and 2 Fusions, which will need to last me a while until the Skin Guard gets released over here. And that is pretty much it, done and dusted. I've not got much more really in the den. There may be a few more things coming in soon. I don't know why I'm putting this down here. But as you probably noticed from my previous den video, it has shrunken quite a lot. I've got rid of quite a lot. The soaps have probably came up a lot from the Canada tour, but hopefully I'll get rid of quite a bit more. I want to try and get down to 2 drawers basically. I'm not using quite as much soap as I thought I would, to be honest. I was buying loads of soaps thinking I'm going to smash these, I'm shaving every day, but they just don't seem to get down. They just stay the same bloody size because you use one each day. And when you've got 70 to 100 soaps, I don't know how many I've got, I think it wouldn't be far off that. You just can't get through them. It's almost impossible. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions or anything at all, put them down below and I'll catch you guys next time. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.